might not know this, but I'm doing the Super Bowl halftime show, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy, and I think everyone is happy about it. I know that people all around the world who love my music are also happy, especialmente todos los latinos y las latinas en el mundo entero, y aquí en los Estados Unidos, todas las personas que han trabajado para abrir puertas. If you didn't understand what I just said, you have 4 months to learn.
And Bad Bunny was not kidding. The Puerto Rican singer performing his halftime show almost entirely in Spanish, making a bold statement to those who questioned whether he belonged on America's biggest stage. So much so that we needed articles like this one translating exactly what he said. Near the end of his performance, Bad Bunny speaking his first and only English words of the entire show. What was it? God bless America. And then he went on to rattle off a bunch of other nations. With us now is Ben Ferguson, host of the Ben Ferguson Show. Ben, good to see you. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'm sure you did the same thing that I did. You got on social media. You looked to see what other people may be saying about the show. What were your takeaways?
Yeah, look, I think number one, obviously, it was very clear the NFL decided that they wanted to teach a lesson to their fans, to their most loyal fans in the biggest game of the year, and they want to be an activist organization. Bad Bunny didn't get this invitation by accident. This is part of a theme of the NFL. The same reason why they've decided to have 2 national anthems before the game, right? Why do they do that? Because they want to talk down to their American fans. They say, we're going to have an African-American national anthem. Then we'll give you the other one. Now, to be clear, I don't want there to be a white anthem, a black anthem, a Hispanic anthem. I just want there to be a national anthem. But the NFL, what they've decided is they are a propaganda machine. They feel like they're so big as an organization that when they're on the biggest stage, instead of thanking their fans for buying overpriced tickets and watching these games, they're going to then tell you why you suck, why you're a terrible person, why your heart is not pure. That is the NFL consistently over the last 20 years. Whether it's kneeling for the national anthem and encouraging that on the sidelines, then adding the black national anthem, then all the Black Lives Matter stuff they put in the end zones, then on the back of their helmets as well. So this is not an accident. Now, what I'll say to Americans is this. I don't care about the NFL. I really don't anymore. I know they have disdain for me and my family. I know they want to overcharge me for an average product, and they're justice warriors where wherever the needle is going in the wind, they're going to follow it, and then they're going to tell you why your family's pretty much terrible.
Yeah, the president didn't like it as well. Talking about the halftime show, he shared this. He said the Super Bowl halftime show is absolutely terrible. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying, and the dancing is disgusting, especially for younger children. This show is just a slap in the face to our country. You know, I found it interesting, too, because my drive to work, you know, I see both sides. I see, okay, music's an art form, yada, yada. But you've got 13 minutes of a different language being sung. Yeah. And you almost start to feel guilty. I don't know if I should say that I didn't enjoy it because I didn't understand the lyrics. I didn't understand the message. But that's the other side of this.
Yeah, that's part of the shaming, though. I mean, we have the Olympics going on right now, and I'm watching the Olympics, and I'm not watching the feed in Mexico or the feed in Italy or the feed in Russia or in Germany because I can't understand it. That doesn't make me a bad person. I'm from the United States of America, and NBC News broadcasts it in English, right? They're not broadcasting it in another language because that would be insanity. So for then me to have to sit there for 13 minutes and to listen to something that I don't understand, there's either they're incredibly stupid at the NFL, or it goes back to what I said at the very beginning. Roger Goodell has decided that the NFL is an activist organization masquerading as America's favorite sport, America's favorite pastime. And what he's going to do is get every opportunity he can to then tell you why America is bad. This is really about that. This is anti-American moments from the NFL where they're telling you that you're beneath us. You're not good enough. By the way, I don't know if Roger Goodell is bilingual, but if you look at the videos that came out of the Super Bowl, it's pretty clear the majority of people in the audience had no idea what was being said. That's just bad programming, unless it's activism. If it's activism you're going for, you nailed it. If you wanted people to feel bad about themselves, you nailed it. If you wanted to divide the country instead of, quote, bring us together like it was on Bad Bunny's football, you nailed it. And let's also be clear about picking him. This is a guy that's been very clear about having anti-American positions on stage. He has a lot of anger towards his country and the way he feels like Puerto Rico is treated as a part of this country. And when you go out there and you say you have 4 months to learn my language before the Super Bowl, that tells you it's an agenda. It's an ideological agenda that you want to cram down our throats to the viewers. So I'm glad there was counter-programming last night. Ultimately, I think this makes the NFL that much more irrelevant to average Americans.
I know we're out of time, but I need to show this because Ben's hitting on a great point in terms of culture and maybe some things that the viewer missed. The New York Times actually put this out on the performance, and they wrote this because they did the best and worst of Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. So I was surprised. That's why I clicked on it, because I was going to say, you said the worst? You wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Well, this is what they said. The Puerto Rican flag that Bad Bunny carried was subtly different from the current official one. It was the flag of the Puerto Rican independence movement. Like the current island flag, it was red, white, and blue with one star, red and white stripes. But the blue wasn't the navy blue of the American flag. This one. Yeah. Instead, it was a pale blue, azul claro in Spanish. So that's the one here. Again, so if the flags that he could have even chosen, he chose the one sharing Puerto Rican independence from America.
Yeah, and that goes back to, you know who Bad Bunny is. It's not hard to figure this out. You can see what he said about America. He has genuine disdain for this country, and we gave him the biggest halftime moment, the biggest TV audience we possibly could. Why? Because I go back to the NFL. The NFL is an activist organization masquerading as football. It is not football as an organization. It is about activism. They are as woke as any other company in this country, except they're willing to actually go out there and do it in your face. And I go back to just a product here. Yep. It is truly shocking to witness a company give the middle finger to their audience at the end of a great year. That is what they did. And I again, if you like the NFL, this is what you're supporting. I don't care about the NFL anymore. I've moved on from them. I know they don't like my family values. I know they don't like this country. I know they want to divide this country. Proof of it is just having the halftime show and 2 different national anthems. Yeah. That is wokeness 101. You want to destroy a country, you take away its pride, right? That's how you do it. We've seen this around the world from dictators and tyrants. And you change it. You make people hate their country, and then you have a rising up. The NFL is leading on the rising up right now, and they did it in prime time last night. And if you can't see that, I can't help you.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a unifying moment, and if anything, it was
divisive as heck.
The opposite effect. Ben Ferguson, thank you so much. Always great to hear your take. Thank you.
Good to see you.
You too.